The episode starts with Seon-ho gets attacked by a prison inmate, who stabs him in the neck. Meanwhile, Bail shows up in Bitna's office, ordering her to release Tae-jae, and he will forgive all her sins. She postpones the trial for 2 days since the witness Seon-ho is absent, due to the attack. Daein visits Seon-ho. He is scared thinking that Tae-jae is behind his attack, so he refused to testify. Bitna goes to see Tae-jae. She tricks him that she wants to be immortal, so she will give him an offer to kill for her and bring the kylum, and in exchange she will let him go. At the trial, Bitna faces Tae-jae with the evidence that he killed Soyeon, but he denies, and his lawyer points the finger at Seon-ho. All of a sudden Seon-ho shows up at the court to testify. He mentions that his brother the one who killed Soyeon and mutilated her body. Also he admits that he stabbed Soyeon in her shoulder when she was about to cuff and arrest Tae-jae, because he thought if his brother is arrested, he would be arrested too. Seon-ho was also the one who attacked the woman who was resident of the villa since Tae-jae told him to, in order to get the villa residents out to redevelop the area. Seon-ho also testifies that he saw his brother killed Myung-suk's son. After a while he felt guilty and returned to the spot, holding a white rose and then running away when Myung-suk caught him, thinking he was the murderer. Unfortunately, the trial concludes due to the lack of evidence on Seon-ho's claims. Daein and the other officers manage to find the secret basement where the tapes and camcorders. They bring it to Bitna. Later in the courtroom, Tae-jae shows no regret and he reprimands the victims how bad it is to be poor, and he took pleasure in killing them and admits it got easier the more he did it. Also Daein testifies about what he saw when he was child, witnessing the serial killer killed all his family members. At night, Gabriel meets up with Bitna, who tells her about Bail's appearance and his threats that she will have a horrible death if she doesn't release Tae-jae. Gabriel advises her to let him go. Bitna goes to visit Daein. She gets Daein to promise not to hate or resent her if she gives Tae-jae a light sentence. Daein replies that he trusts her judgment. At the court, as we did not expect, Bitna sentences Tae-jae to death. About Seon-ho, he is sentenced to 15 years imprisonment. The chief judge now loses his job since he reveals about the assemblyman paying off the lawyers for releasing Tae-jae. He decides to become a YouTuber instead. Myung-suk goes to Tae-jae, but he refuses to apologize to her son, and he doesn't even feel guilty. When she returns home, she finds a letter from Seon-ho. This letter contains a card from Yechan to his mom and a hand lotion inside. At the jail, Seon-ho is found hanging in his cell. Meanwhile, Tae-jae receives a book contains a route how to escape. Bitna meets up with Daein. She tells him that she needs to leave, admitted that he is the only blemish in her life, and kisses him. She bids farewell him and leaves, trying to hold her tears. Daein is learned about Bitna. He rushes to her. Unfortunately he is late since Bitna is stabbed by Bail's underling. She is taken to the hospital. Daein recalls Gabriel's words that one of them would die if they continued together. Bitna passes away. Meanwhile Daein is shocked and heartbroken. Gabriel has returned to heaven since her role done on earth. Surprisingly, as for Bitna, after a while, the heart monitor pick up again. Meanwhile in hell, Bail tells Bitna that the price for disobeying his orders is her eternal death. Suddenly Gabriel shows up on God's behalf. God has decided that Bitna is a good person and she deserves another chance on earth. At the hospital, Bitna wakes up without any injuries. Meanwhile Tae-jae escaped from the prison and killed his lawyer who helped him receive his fake ID and passport. At the same time Tae-jae receives a call from someone that there is a problem with his passport. It turns out that Bitna is the one behind that. She tricks him to go to the vacation home. She plays with him the hunting game. Eventually she kills him, sending him to hell. She brings his father to the sword battle, fighting with Tae-jae, ending up stabbing Tae-jae. However, he begs Bitna for mercy. She conjures her purple knife, stabbing him and branding his head with word Gehenna. The police come to the crime scene where Tae-jae is hanging and the body parts which he kept it in the secret room, and of course the crew from hell erased any evidence related to Bitna. Arang, Mando, crew up from hell and Bitna join together in Mija's funeral. Bail meets Bitna. He congratulates her for completing her mission on Earth, and he will accept her as his heir. Bitna leaves her job at Seoul and also the villa, moving into another town to live the life of a real judge. Jump after 2 years, Bitna is still a judge and hanging with Daein. She receives a call that she will transfer back to Seoul Court. Bitna returns Seoul. She goes to the villa where all the residents gather. She knows about Mando, that he continues his spiritual journey. Their gathering was full joy and happiness. Later she goes to the court and everyone welcome her back. She's learned about her former boss. He has done well on YouTube. She even meets Gabriel, who is back in another body. At her office, Baal pops up and tells her this is her last year on Earth, and he has an offer that if she kill 10 sinners and send them to hell, she will live as a human on Earth. At night, she discusses that with Dayan, who replies that he trusts her no matter what choice she made. We didn't know which choice Bitna decided, whether she accepted Baal's deal or refused to be a real judge, but outside the courtroom where there are a bunch of kids in front of the Justicia statue, Bitna speaks to them that she's not a good or bad judge. She's a judge from hell. And here the series comes to the end. If you reached here at this point, thanks for watching. Hope you make like and subscribe to the channel, enable YouTube notification to stay up to date. Tell me in the comments below if you like the show or not, and if you want a review about this series.